Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the media availability for new Winnipeg Jets assistant coach, Dave Lowry. Anyone with questions for Dave, please use the raise hand function now, and I'll create a queue for questions. Please ask one question, and you'll have the opportunity for a follow-up if you need it. If you don't have a follow-up, use the lower hand function after you ask your question. I'll introduce each of you, and you'll be prompted to unmute your microphone and ask a question. Let's get started with Brian Munz from TSN 1290. Go ahead, Munzie.
Thanks, Gregor. Dave, congratulations, obviously, on the new gig. First and foremost, I guess, why is this a good fit for you to come to Winnipeg?
Well, I think it's number one, it's a great opportunity. I look at the staff that's in place and an opportunity to come in and work with Paul Maurice. I look at his resume, his pedigree, along with Jamie Compon, Charlie Huddy, and Wade Flaherty. This is a great opportunity, and I think that I'm no different than any other coaches when you get an opportunity to come in and be a part of a staff where you can continue to learn. That is something that was really exciting and really that that drew me closer to an opportunity.
And I guess the obvious, obviously, to coach your son. What's that going to be like at the NHL level?
Well, I think that that obviously comes into play, and that was something that we had to have Adam's blessing on it, and I totally understand if he wasn't comfortable with me coming in and being part of the staff. This is something that I wouldn't have continued to pursue. With Adam's blessing, I realize and recognize that he's an established player in the National Hockey League, and it should be an easy transition.
Thanks.
And we'll go next to Joey Slattery from CTV Winnipeg. Go ahead, Joey.
Thank you so much. I'm unmuted. Perfect. Congratulations, Dave. I'm just wondering, that you get to see, you probably watch as many games as you could with your son playing. And I'm wondering, watching as many games as you might have watched, do you feel maybe you know more about this team than you would as opposed to other positions that you've held in the past when you signed a contract?
Well, it's funny that through our conversation that Paul and I were having, that was one of the things that he did mention, that out of a lot of candidates, this would be a team that I knew a lot about and I was extremely familiar with. One thing that I like to do is when I watch it, when I do watch, and when I did watch Winnipeg play, like I like to sit back. I like to enjoy the game, but as a coach, you're always watching what the tendencies are, what the systems are, and you just try and pick up as much information as you can. And hopefully, if you find somewhere along the lines that you can use it or implement it into your game.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and we'll go next to Ken Weed from Sportsnet.ca. Go ahead, Ken.
Thanks, Gregor. Thanks, Dave, for taking some time.
Thanks,
you've already had experience in trying to, the coaching mindset versus the dad mindset. I mean, what are some of the benefits to have already gone through that? Even though you weren't on staff, there's probably always a part of you that has that coaching mind. And how have you been able to separate the two in the personal time going up to this point?
Well, I think the biggest thing is I've recognized a long time ago that where Adam was and the leadership and the coaching that he was getting, he didn't need to hear from me as a coach. That's something that when we would come into games, we talk more about how he's doing, not how did he play, what happened here, or what happened there. We had the typical father-son relationship. Obviously, with me being a coach, if there was times when he wasn't happy with his game, sometimes he would reach out. Him or his brother would reach out, and they do ask questions, and they do ask, what did I see in that? But as far as coaching him, I've trusted the coaching that he has received up until this point has been second to none, and I'm excited to be on a bench and watch him continue to grow as a player.
And when did the opportunities sort of heat up in terms of your discussions with Paul, and what made it the right time to go back to the NHL?
Well, this time, this kind of come right out of the blue, and I got a phone call from Paul, wondering if I would have interest in coming in and talking to him and seeing if this would be a fit. Paul and I had talked. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago when the draft was in Buffalo, and he had approached me and asked if I would have any interest, and I think we mutually agreed at that point in time that this wasn't the right fit. I felt Adam and Paul felt Adam wasn't an established player in the National Hockey League, and he was still finding his way, and we left it at that. And 4 years later, I think he's a solid NHL player. He's established himself in the National Hockey League, and that's what allowed this opportunity to come to fruition.
Thanks very much.
We'll go next to Kelly Moore from CJOB Radio. Go ahead, Kelly.
Thanks, Gregor, and welcome to Winnipeg, Dave.
Thank you.
Just want to, from the time that you had your first or maybe even second assistant coaching positions, what's the most important thing you have learned that you can apply at this stage in your career?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it's all about building relationships and connecting with players. And for me, the big thing is to be there when they need you, and to really learn and identify how and what makes each player tick, and how do they learn. And that is with an established coaching staff, I'll be able to pick their brain and to be able to figure out how to work and how to teach these individual players.
And in all your years as a coach or as a player, have you ever been part of a father-son coaching type of scenario? And if so, how did that go?
I haven't been part of the father-son coaching scenario, but I've been part of the brother coaching the brother. And, and not just on one team. And I was there in St. Louis, I was there in San Jose and in Calgary, where brothers were being coached by their brothers. And usually the tendency is the one that's coaching is a lot harder on the one playing than he is on the rest of the guys.
We'll go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Dave. Thanks very much for doing this, and congratulations.
Thanks, Mike.
Have you ever coached Adam at any point, sort of in his minor hockey career? I know you obviously had your own career, and then you transitioned right into coaching out of that. But have you ever been behind the bench when Adam's been on the ice?
Actually, we his Pee Wee year, that was 2004, 2005, just the lockout year.
Yep.
That was my final season. I didn't come back and play when the play resumed. I coached the Pee Wee team with a couple other guys here in Calgary, and then we spent time in the summertime just doing some spring hockey, and we spent a lot of time on the ice. Just what we do. This is what we do in the summertime is we run pro skates, and he's part of the ice time.
Terrific. And then just as a second question, we always hear, of course, about players talking about their development and things they learn and pick up year after year. What about as a coach? You've had obviously a couple stints in the NHL, a couple stints in junior, coming off your season now with the Wheat Kings. Maybe how have you evolved as a coach, and what lessons you bring now to the Jets?
Well, I think the big thing is how you connect with the players and how you have to evolve with the times. And I know when I first started playing hockey, you could talk to players differently than you can, and you can, the conditioning skates in practice sometimes didn't really have a purpose. It was more of a punishment. And the biggest thing is the evolution of the player, but the coaches have also evolved as well. How you communicate, how you get your message across, how you get your point across, and understand that there's a right way to do it.
Alrighty, we'll move next to Sean Reynolds from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, Dave, congratulations. Welcome to Winnipeg.
Thanks, Sean.
You talked about watching the Jets, when you're watching Adam, and as a coach having an opinion. I'm wondering, what's your approach to joining a staff? Do you see yourself as being kind of an agent of change, or is it more just about fitting into the culture and following the direction of the head honcho?
Well, I look at the job that Paul has done, and I'm here to complement and to help any way I can, and that is whatever I'm asked to do, I look forward to the challenge.
I found it interesting how he'd reached out to you 4 years ago, and you kind of decided to go in a different direction just because you didn't think Adam had his feet under him yet. I don't know if going to Branden last year had anything to do with being closer to Adam. I believe he talked about, you being there and him going out to see you and how much he appreciated that. But I'm thinking somewhere along the line, you guys are thinking about each other and trying to make this work. And it must be, enjoyable to be in a situation where you'll be on the same bench as him. He's going to be a UFA at the end of the year. How do you expect your arrival to affect that situation?
I don't think it is me being on the bench and his contract status has anything. I don't think I have anything to do with it. Adam's going to go out and he's going to be the best player that he can be. And our expectation is you need him to be good to win, and that is a challenge that we'll present to him on a daily basis.
Alrighty, and we'll go next to Branden Crowe, from the Brandon Wheat Kings. Go ahead, Branden.
Hey, Dave, congrats.
Thanks, Branden.
I know it was kind of a strange end to the season with everything that happened and not getting into the playoffs and now this. How have you, been able to kind of sort yourself through this whole summer in terms of communicating with the players and trying to prepare for a Western League season and now this? How has your summer kind of gone about?
Well, I think the big thing is what we do is, number one is when the season was paused and then the season was determined to be finished, I let the players, I gave them, we reached out to them, made sure that they all got home safe. They were in good places. They were comfortable in their environment of where they went. And then we gave them a little bit of time. We let them spend some quality time with their family without having the interruption of the coaching staff. And then we would reach out. I would talk to all the players individually. I know Donnie, my assistant coach McGilvery, would reach out, and as did Mark Derlago. We started communicating as we were getting closer to an October start. We started communicating more with them. And then what we did is I just actually spent 2 weeks ago, I was in Branden for a week getting ready for training camp. And this is when the phone call from Paul came in and obviously the wheels kind of changed the motion. I feel like where we've left the team right now, this team's set up to win. And the big thing that, and I know that all the preparation going into the season, along with Darren and Don and Mark, this team will be ready to go when the puck is dropped.
Lastly, Dave, you've gone from pro athletes before to junior and now back to pro. What are the biggest changes and differences between dealing with teenagers and then with grown men on a daily basis?
I don't think there is a lot of difference. The one thing dealing with the kids is you got to make sure that they're home at night and they're up in the morning to go to school. And with the professionals, you just make sure that when they're at the rink that they're ready to work, and that you pay attention to their needs. You try and learn their habits, and you pay attention to see if anybody needs anything or if anybody's struggling away from the rink.
Alrighty, and we'll move next to Scott Billeck from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey Dave, Scott Billeck here, Winnipeg Sun. Congrats
Scott.
on the gig and
Thank you.
welcome to Winnipeg. Yeah, Todd Woodcroft. I assume you are filling that hole when he left. Are your job is same? He was a skills coach, kind of the eye in the sky. Do you know what your responsibilities will be yet, or is that still kind of ongoing?
No, Paul and I have talked at length at what my responsibilities are going to be. It's something that I'm not really interested in divulging right now. The big thing is that Woody did leave, and as an assistant coach, you're always out working with the players. The young guys, the players that the healthy scratches and that. And, that's something that I really enjoy. And I think that's something that I look forward to doing.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you for that. And just a follow up here, maybe a two-parter if I can squeeze it in. But what do you envision the dynamic of a father coaching a son in the NHL to be? And then the second part of that is, what about Paul's pitch to you that kind of hooked you this time?
Well, I think I'll answer the first part here with father coaching his son. I look at it that we're both professionals, and that I'm a coach, he's a player, and that's the way this works. And I know that early on there might be some different looks he might give me or whatever, but this is something that we've talked about and we're both comfortable doing moving forward. And, it's something that I'm sure that we're going to enjoy.
Alrighty, we'll go next to Perry Bergson from the Branden Sun. Go ahead, Perry.
Hey, Dave, congratulations.
Thanks, Perry.
How bittersweet a day is this for you? Because you came to Branden under the idea that this was a team on the rise. To leave that team now, how tough is it?
Well, I know that there's unfinished business. I really like the way that the team had grown. I really enjoyed watching their growth after Christmas and how this team really came together and really understood what it took to be a competitive group. I really liked the lessons that we learned, and I know that this team is in a better place today. And I know moving forward, this team has an opportunity to win. And I'll sit back and I'll enjoy watching the success of the Branden Wheat Kings.
What do you think you remember about your time in Branden, as brief as it was?
The big thing is the people. And I was extremely fortunate. I loved my staff. And I had a lot of fun, and that is something, that's an environment that I try and always create. Is I want, not only do I want my staff to come to the rink, I want the players to come to the rink, and I want them to have fun. And I know there were some times where we probably weren't playing as well as a coach you'd like them to play, but I always wanted to make sure that, and it's a cliche, but if you don't enjoy what you're doing, I don't know why you'd be doing it.
Well, it looks like that's all the questions we have. So thanks very much, Dave, for taking the time to join us all today. And thanks everybody for hopping on the call, and look forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you.
Thank you.